toucher du bois acadien. I moved it from there to there. The tire went down yesterday. So today I'm here and back to recover that piece of wood. And I believe that piece of wood is one of a cover the roof of an abueto. Now, where was the abueto? It could have been here. And it could be here, or it could be in that next trench back there. Okay. Okay. Yes, 2 years ago, I saw a piece of wood coming out of the ground, and I've been lucky over time to find many abuetos, and to learn how they made. I make plants and all that business. I've been doing this for 6 years now, and I wonder sometimes, where am I going with this? And I moved in Baie-Verte. I really didn't know nothing much about Acadian, but I read so much, I seen so much, I found so much, and the labor that I see in the marsh, it's unbelievable. I do gardening here, and after a few hours, I'm burned out. But in the marsh, they did kilometers of trenches, dike, but it's not the work of one person. It's the work of many, many, many family over a long time. And the work's still there. The family name's still around. This village is no more Acadian since the event of 1755. But now it's Canadian. And the people who grew up in this village, they admire, they walk in those abueto when they were kids, and they tell me where they were, what they look like, and that is very helpful to me to produce those mini documentary, that mini research. Okay, so let's keep going. The labor put by those people, the arsenal and the bork, and it's still there. The vigneau au coin, it's still there, still visible for me today to visit this and make it a hobby. So this is another video about this hobby. And the piece of wood that I found the other day, what I found actually 2 years ago, that I finally brought back the other day, it maybe came from this abueto in the same river, or maybe a this one, because the measurement of the piece are very similar. 49 inches, I got 48 inches there, 4 inches thick, I got 3 3/4 to 4 inches. So it could be one of those missing pieces of wood of that abueto that is at Rusty Brook. So let's do the trip, and I'm gonna go to Danks Point. I can't do much. The tide was too high and the battery was too low, but this is not the first time I go there. I did probably 100 trips so far, and every time the puzzle and the understanding, it started to get together. And what get together is the labor that was put to create that lasts up to today, still visible. All those trenches and that wood preserved in the marsh. I picked up piece all the time. It's full of pile of piece there. Yeah. Every time I find a piece coming out the mud, I try to pull it and to see if it's up and down sawmill, and I bring it back home and dry those pieces very slowly, and I try to share that with you, and I'm having fun doing this. So another video to you to watch, and maybe this one I get 54 of you. Okay, so Okay, let's do it.
Okay, all fixed and ready for the first mission of 2023. Okay.
Oh well, as soon as I arrived to Danks Point, Oak Island, I decided to engage into the inland channel built by the Acadian around 1747. I didn't have time to explore because out of 3 battery, 2 were low already. So I decided for safety to get closer to Baie-Verte and to get that piece of wood I came for.
Baie-Verte River. And the tide is rising. And years ago, there was the last wall of the river still standing, was right here. And I put markers on it, and there's only one post left. I know 2 posts in the water back there. And that's it. This was the last piece of standing wall of the Acadian wall built in Baie-Verte. Okay, they're not all gone. This is the last one actually. And the other one is on the shoreline, and there's one more in the water. And I know this is one because I don't know if you can see the little red tag here. The penny is covered with a red tag, and it's still just borderline still attached to it. Okay, and this is where the wall was, right here. It's all gone. And this new board showing up, so I don't know what that is. This way. Now, 2 years ago, I saw a piece of wood coming out the mud slowly, and so I finally picked it up today. It was floating here, so today I'm here and back to recover that piece of wood, and I believe that piece of wood is one of a cover the roof of an abueto. Now, where was the abueto? And it could be here.
We are here, and it can be here maybe. There's a leftover of an abueto there with a similar roof.
This is the piece. And let's walk here. High water nowadays, so everything is difficult to travel into, I guess, to access. Okay, now you're gonna see in the water, very high tide today as well. Walking in the water, usually it's dry. See all the line of poles there? That was knocked down too. So this could be where the abueto was too. So, but if it's still there, we'll be underneath those pieces of wood. And the roof was free by the wave and slide there into the mud. Okay, and see how fast the tide is rising. So by 1:30 this afternoon, this will be flooded. And in the Acadian time, that was a rare event. Now today, it's the level of the sea is rising, and all this marsh will be underwater. Okay, it is time to go. Not drop the phone. Yeah, this is where I'm walking on top of the dike now. This is how high the water is nowadays. Okay. Okay, there we go. And this on board. Now, can you see the vertical lines here? So this board was most likely cut by an up and down sawmill. And the French in 1755, they add one. Okay, let's keep going. Yes, but over there, I'm gonna engage into the the channel that was built to control the water level from the other side. So the overflow trenches is starting very soon, and you're gonna see the work very straight. Stays in straight line here, but this is now too shallow, so I'm gonna engage instead in the other opening. And this is my marker. So the current, the tide's rising and will push me in pretty good in that channel. Whoa, don't pitch this. Let's go. And that's the overflow. I made it. And now this water here is all around Fletcher Island. So I can exit back to the river this way or this way. But this was enclosed at one time. This is the water tank, if you want, for the water mill. That was the water reserve for the water mill, which was on the other side. Let's go the other side. Let's do it. So I'm gonna go all around now Fletcher Islands, and we catch you back on the other side. Yeah. Okay, this is Birch Island, that little bump there. And along that bump, let's go closer, there's the French Causeway. French Causeway cross all that marsh up to Baie-Verte, because in 1755 this was a marsh and it was not very practical, but so they built a road and ditches on each side of the road, and they elevate the road. Back there it's quite visible. Here it's kind of gone into the grass. There's the road right there. In the springtime it's very visible. Okay, we are still traveling toward Fletcher Island, going all around it. This under me is the original path of the river. Okay.
So today I navigate mostly at high water, and I was trying to rush back home because when the tide goes down, the current is pretty fast for my little boat. And we went to Danks Point, not for very long, and we recovered a piece of wood at the fish factory point, and now we engaged in the channel around Fletcher Island. Now look at that scenery. All this is the Acadian marsh. All this is full of channel and aboiteaux, dig and post, not visible at this eye level, but from the sky you see all the work. And it still survives today. So slowly we're approaching Fletcher Island and the narrow ahead of me, where it was a restriction for the sawmill that was just after that.
Pure mud here. I try to walk here, it's not easy. Okay. As you can see, my battery is very low. Okay, there's the restriction right there. And Fletcher Island used to be a big barn right there, in straight line with that dead tree. The hinge is still there. Okay. So, enjoy the view. let's go.
This restriction was part of a control gate for the up and down tidal sawmill of Baie-Verte, the French sawmill. This sawmill apparently survived the 1755 event and was used by the English settler for many years. The Aboiteau disappeared after 1945. It was supporting the French sawmill that became the English sawmill up to about 1860.
The door were removed, and that changed everything in Baie-Verte. Now the river used to be sandy, now it's full of mud because the water engulfs inside inland, and when the tide goes down, all that mud is flying out and spreading over the bed of the river. Okay, I made it. Mission accomplished. I got my big piece of wood. Okay, time to go home.
Recovered down the river possibly came from Rusty Brook Aboiteau, built by the Acadian circa 1750. The plank Aboiteau resisted 270 winter, seen 197,100 tide, the rise and the fall twice daily. That is resilience.
Touch it. 1690 to 1755. Want to touch it? Ain't no different.
I want more cold. Ah ouais, mon Jean! Ah ouais, mon François Arsenault! Puis mon Jacques Bignot! Ah ouais, Jean Cyr! Ah ouais, Jean-Hébert, t'es capable? Hé! Ah ouais, Jean-Jacques! Ah ouais, François Arsenault! Ah ouais, Pierre Gravois! Ah ouais, on est capable, on va leur montrer! Ah ouais, Pierre Cyr! Ah ouais, Abraham Poirier! Ah ouais, Jean Cyr! Ah ouais, Michel Cyr! Ah ouais! Ah ouais, Monsieur Honnête! Ah ouais, Monsieur Cormier, Monsieur François Cormier! Allez-y, allez-y! Ah oui, Pierre Cormier! Ah ouais, François!
Want to touch it? Want to touch it? This piece of wood is an abueto. And you see the groove right here, and